Imagine you are sitting on your porch, enjoying a quiet afternoon, when suddenly, the air is filled with a deafening roar of caws. Not one, not two, but 50, maybe 100 crows descend upon a single tree. They aren't looking for food. They aren't fighting an owl. They are all looking at one specific crow sitting alone on a low branch. The atmosphere is tense. The usual chaotic energy of a flock is gone, replaced by a heavy, ominous silence that follows the initial outburst. It feels like a trial, and that's because, in the world of the corvid, it is exactly that. Welcome to the Hidden Yard. Today, we are stepping into the dark room of avian justice. We are talking about the crow court, a phenomenon so strange, so structured, and so brutal that it defies everything we thought we knew about animal instinct. This isn't just nature. It's a legal system that has existed for millions of years, right under our noses. The term for a group of crows is a murder. While many believe this is just a poetic quirk from Middle English, anyone who has witnessed a crow court knows it is a literal description. In these gatherings, crows aren't just socializing or sharing heat, they have gathered to decide the fate of one of their own. Is it a trial for a crime? A ritual to purge a weak link? Or a desperate act of survival? Today, we peel back the feathers to find the truth behind the black mask. To have a court, you must have a law. To have a law, you must have an intelligence capable of understanding right from wrong. Crows live in a highly sophisticated social democracy. Their survival as a species depends entirely on the group. Therefore, any action that threatens the safety or the resources of the group is considered a high crime. The most common crime is resource hoarding. Crows are scavengers and hunters who often share information about food. If a crow finds a massive source of protein, say a discarded carcass or a hidden stash of grain, and intentionally hides it from the rest of the murder while taking more than its share, it has broken the first law. But there is a darker crime: nest sabotage. Crows are incredibly protective of their young. If a crow is caught damaging the eggs or harassing the fledglings of another pair within the same murder, the response is swift and collective. They view this not as a personal spat, but as an attack on the future of the flock. This is where it gets chilling. Scientists at the University of Washington conducted experiments using masks to see how crows identified dangerous individuals. They found that crows don't just remember faces, they communicate those faces to others who weren't even there. In a crow court, the accused is often identified through the same communication network. A witness crow will follow the thief or the saboteur, watching from a distance. Then, it returns to the roost and begins a specific, rhythmic caw, a summons. They aren't just making noise, they are naming the culprit. The accused crow often shows signs of immense stress, drooping wings, a lowered head, and a lack of the usual defensive posture. It knows the evidence is against it. A crow court can last for hours. During this time, the crows aren't just sitting still. They engage in what researchers call social playback. Different crows will fly to branches closer to the accused, letting out short, sharp bursts of sound. To a human, it sounds like chaos. To a corvid, it is the presentation of evidence. Crows can live up to 20 years in the wild, and even longer in captivity. This means a murder is often led by elders, crows with decades of experience and memory. These elders sit at the highest points of the tree, watching the proceedings. They are the final arbiters. They don't participate in the initial screaming, they wait for the collective energy of the group to reach a fever pitch. Not every trial ends in blood. The first level of punishment is exclusion. The guilty crow is officially unmurdered. It is chased away from the communal roosting trees. In the winter, when crows huddle together for warmth and protection against owls, being in exile is a death sentence. The lone crow will follow the group from a quarter-mile away, calling out for re-entry, only to be met with a wall of silence or a sudden, violent dive bomb if it gets too close. It becomes a ghost, living on the fringes of its own family. When the crime is severe, such as the death of a fledgling or repeated theft, the verdict is death. This is the moment that gave the murder of crows its name. The signal is often a single, high-pitched shriek from one of the elders. Suddenly, the tree explodes into motion. The crows don't use their claws, they use their beaks as hammers. They target the vitals, the eyes, the base of the skull, and the wing joints. This isn't a fight, it's a focused, collective execution. The accused crow rarely fights back. It is overwhelmed by the sheer numbers. What happens after the execution is perhaps the most mysterious part of the ritual. Once the accused crow is dead, the entire murder falls into a complete, haunting silence. They stay on their branches for several minutes, looking down at the body. Then, as if on a cue we cannot hear, they all lift off at once and fly in the opposite direction. They leave the body where it fell. In the 19th century, farmers often reported finding circles of dead crows, with one crow in the middle. While some of these were due to poison, many were the remnants of a crow court. They leave the body as a marker, a physical reminder to the rest of the group of what happens when the laws of the yard are broken. Is this just anthropomorphism? Are we giving birds too much credit? Neuroscience says no. Crows have a prefrontal cortex equivalent that is more densely packed with neurons than many primates. They have the hardware for recursive thinking, the ability to think about what others are thinking. When a crow judges another, it is weighing the cost of betrayal against the benefit of cooperation. This is high-level game theory, played out in the treetops. The next time you walk through a park and see a massive gathering of black feathers, don't just see them as birds. You might be standing in the middle of a courtroom. You are witnessing a system of justice that is older than the Roman Empire, older than the concept of human law. The hidden yard is not just a place of beauty. It is a place of brutal, intelligent order. Crows remind us that intelligence comes with a price. To be smart is to understand the need for rules. To be social is to understand the need for punishment. We are just visitors in their world. We look at them and see pests, but they look at us and see witnesses. They know we are watching, and perhaps they are judging us too. Have you ever seen a crow court? Have you ever found a lone crow that seemed to be begging to join a group but was being rejected? Share your stories in the comments below. Every observation you make adds a page to the secret book of the yard. If this deep dive into avian justice fascinated you, hit the like button and subscribe to The Hidden Yard. We are dedicated to uncovering the dark, intelligent, and mysterious layers of the natural world that most people ignore. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and remember, the jury is always watching.